Yes, I'm in pyjamas. No, we are not going to be talking about it. Hello and welcome to yet another video. And let me tell you, this is one that I've been looking forward to since I came up with the idea. So not that long, to be honest, but still, I've been looking forward to it very much. So today we are day 7 of Bookmas, officially past the halfway mark. We are officially in the end, the home run, the end straight, whatever you want to call it. And we are going to do a video that mixes two of my favourite things. So as you know from the fact that I have a booktube, I love books, I love reading. And as you may or may not know, I'm also a huge fan of F1. And so I was like, how can I do something that mixes both of these two loves that I have? And I came up with the idea of doing a video that's a little bit different than our usual videos. I will not be sat here talking to you guys. I will be talking to you guys all around the apartment, because today we are going to be doing a reading vlog. And you may be wondering, what has a reading vlog got to do with F1? To be fair, you're probably not wondering that because it's written in the thumbnail, so you already know, like, if you click this video, you know what it's about. But we're just going to pretend you don't. This week, drumroll please, we are going to be doing an F1 drivers choose how many pages I read vlog. And I cannot wait. So to explain a bit more, basically it is the end of the F1 season. Last week was the last race of the season. There will not be another one till Melbourne in March, which is a long time away, and so I need something to like fill that F1 void. And obviously the last race decides the champion, and so at the end of the year everyone has a point tally. Obviously some drivers have higher, some drivers have less, and so I thought I would pick out my 5 favourite F1 drivers, and however many points they have will be how many pages I read on each day of the week, so Monday to Friday. And so honestly it was like an easier challenge than I thought, because I realised a lot of the people I'm fans of haven't had the best season, so they don't have like a load of points. I'm so glad I'm not like a full McLaren girly, because Lando and Oscar both have over 400 points, and I just know that there are not 2 days in a week where I could read over 400 pages. But I'm getting ahead of myself. But no, I thought it could be a fun way to do a little F1 themed reading video, to actually like advance in my TBR, get a lot of pages read, and also just like a fun new challenge to see if I can actually read the amount of pages I set for myself. So the drivers that I have chosen, my favourites if you will, there are 5 of them. I'm going to go from lowest ranked to highest ranked. So lowest ranked we have Pierre Gasly, who is in 18th place with 22 points. Whichever day I pick him, I will read 22 pages. Nice and simple. Next up we have Oliver Bearman, who is in 13th place with 41 points. Also fairly chill. Like I said, I'm a fan of a lot of people who aren't doing great. Third, we have Nico Hulkenberg, my baby Nico, who is in 11th place with 51 points. Again, fairly simple. It starts to get a little higher now. 5th, we have my man Hamilton, my main man Hamilton, who is in 6th place with 156 points. And then last off, we have Max Verstappen, who is in 2nd place with 421 points. So that's a lot of points. So one of these days I'm going to have to read 421 pages. But it's fine. So obviously I'm not going to limit myself, especially with the lower people. If I choose Pierre Gasly, I'm going to have to read 22 pages. If I read more, that's fine. I'm not going to hit page 22 and be like, alright, stop. Wait a minute.
Fill my cup, put some nigga in it.
And I'm going to like let myself continue. I'm hoping I will be able to read everyone's pages. I think this will be fun. I'm hoping that I'll finally be able to finish my current read, which is the Book of Dust, because this book has just been taking me a really long time to read, because for one, it is huge. So I will definitely be able to finish this doing this challenge, and I am enjoying it, but I'm also looking forward to it being done. So grab a hot drink like myself, get all comfy and cozy, and let's get right on into this video. Okay, so it is Sunday 7th of December, and that means that we just had the final race of the season, which also means that I'm finally starting my F1 Drivers Championship points choose how many pages I read. Today is day 1. I have a 4-hour train, so I know I can do a slightly bigger reading day, but I've also got some editing to do on the train, so I'm not going to be able to read the whole 4 hours, unfortunately. I think we're going to be starting with Lewis Hamilton, just because he's got kind of mid amount of points, because I'm either like a fan of drivers who've got no points, or who are one of the championship contenders, therefore had like almost 400 points. So I'm gonna go with Lewis Hamilton. He's got 156 points, so I just have to read 156 pages today. So hopefully that's gonna be possible, and who knows, I guess we'll find out. So I managed to read about half of the pages that I needed to read. So I managed to read about half of the 156 pages, so I got up to page 291. So I read about 90 pages. So that means I've got about another 60 pages to do now. So I'm probably gonna do that, and then literally like the second, because I saw that I think I finished exactly on a chapter. I need to get to page 365. 365, so I need to read this much, which honestly I can do. That's about 70 pages. I can do that. I'm just gonna speed read this, so I'm just gonna sit here until I hit the 365 page mark, and then I'm gonna go to bed because I'm so tired and it's been a long day and I've got work tomorrow. The grind never stops. But I've gotten to the page that I needed to get to. I went just a little bit over. I went to page 371 just because that was like when the point of view ended, because you get multiple point of views within a chapter, and that was just where the point of view ended because I couldn't stop in the middle of a point of view. I'm enjoying this. This was interesting. Making myself read 150 pages is good because it means that I'm getting close to the end, because this is such a huge book and so it's taking me a really long time to read, but I'm loving it. Anywho, I'm gonna go to bed because I am so tired. Okay, so it is day 2. Today I don't have as much time to read, so I am going to be choosing a lower point person. So today I thought we would go with Nico Hulkenberg. At the end of the season, Nico Hulkenberg has 51 points. And so today I just have to read minimum 51 pages. And that is nice and easy because I have a video to film. As you can tell, I'm actually in the middle of filming a video right now. That's why I'm really Christmassy. But yeah, so I'm going to do a more chill reading day today because I have some schoolwork, I have editing, and I have video to film, so I just won't have the time to read like 100+ pages. I'm gonna do a little bit of reading now, and then I'll probably do like the rest of it after. One thing I have to say with this book, I just don't like, I feel like there's going to be a relationship between our two main characters, and I said that before, and I kind of get the ick from it because he is 11 years older than her, so I don't know if it will happen, but it's been referenced. They both kind of have feelings for each other, but it has been mentioned by another character that they're both like too polite and respectful of each other to do anything about it, because this is written by a man who was born in 1946. So it is kind of old-fashioned at times, and I think it's also set in a world that's like supposed to be in the past. So I get that like the respect would stop them from like talking to each other in that kind of way. But I do still think it's gonna happen, and I just don't know how I feel about it. Like if they were the same age, I would be all for it. But he is 11 years older than her and knew her when she was a baby, when she was like 6 months old. So it kind of gives me the ick. He was also for a brief time her teacher. Like he was her teacher for maybe like 2 months, but he was still her teacher at one point when she was like 15. And it's just, it's a weird situation, and so I don't know what I think about that. But outside that, I'm loving the book, but just whenever there's even like a reference to the fact they have feelings for each other, it kind of grosses me out, and I just wish that it was either purely platonic or we had another love interest, or that he was just like even 5 years older, then he'd only be 5 years older than her. But I just feel like an 11-year age gap is weird enough without adding the fact that he was a teacher and that he knew her as a baby. You know what I mean? But anywho, aside from that, I'm loving this book. It's just so slow to get through because it is 620 pages, I think, and it's a huge book, and it's not written in a way that you're supposed to be able to read it quickly. So it's taken me a while to get through, but I am loving it, but it's slow. On day 3 already. It's gone by quite quickly, I will say. And yesterday I did manage to read all my pages. I had to read, wait a second, I forgot how many. I had to read 51 pages, and I read a little more than that. If I'd have read exactly 51 pages, it would take me 410, and I got to page 432, so I read 20 roughly 20 pages more. So I read about 70 pages yesterday, which isn't bad considering I had a pretty busy day. Today is again a very busy day. I've got school all day and then I'm working this evening, so I just will not like have time. So today we're going to go with my lowest points F1 driver, which is unfortunately my baby Pierre Gasly. Did not do very well this season, which is a shame, but there's always next season. He ended the season with 22 points. So considering I'm going to be very, very busy today, I'm going to have school and work, I figured I'm going to do a very easy day. So I'm only going to read 22 pages, like minimum 22 pages. I could read more, but I don't have to. So that would get me, if I'm on, let's see, 432 plus 22, I'd have to get to 450, basically, a little past 454 to be specific. So that's definitely achievable. It'll get me through this book, keep me reading, because this is a very big book. I will definitely finish it within this challenge and be able to start a second book, but I don't know if I'll be able to start a third. But anywho, so today I will not be able to, you probably won't see me reading, because if I do read, it will be like during my break in between classes, so there won't be much footage from today, but sometimes, you know. Anywho, so we're going to try and read those 22 pages today, and then we will join you tomorrow. And tomorrow's probably going to be a big reading day. We're probably going to go with our max point scorer. Little hint there. Okay, so it is day 4 of the F1 Drivers Reading Challenge, and yesterday I did complete all my pages. I even went a bit further. I didn't think that I would, but I probably read about 10 pages more, which was great because, well, just means I'm getting through this book. I'm almost finished, as you can see. We're just getting so close to the end, so I will definitely finish it in this vlog, which is good news because I did not want this vlog to just be all about this book. I want to read at least, you know, 2 books in it. So I think with who I'm doing tomorrow for the last day, I will definitely finish this book. But before we get to tomorrow, we need to think about today, of course. So today we are doing my second to last favorite F1 driver, and that is Ollie Bearman. So Ollie Bearman finished the season on a total of 41 points, so I'm going to read at least 41 pages. And I think because 41 is definitely a amount of pages I can read in one sitting, what I want to do is I want to see how long it takes me. So I'm just going to sit here, I'm going to put a timer on. I have a timer, not a timer, a stopwatch. I'm going to put a stopwatch on my phone, and I'm going to see how long it takes me to read 41 pages. And I'm going to try not to get distracted. So I'm currently on page 519, so if I read 41 pages, that gets me to page 560. So we're just gonna sit here and read until I hit page 560, and we're gonna see how long that takes me. I read my 41 pages and it took me 35 minutes, which honestly isn't bad. I mean, I probably read about a little under 100 pages in an hour, which is a pretty good rate, I feel. But not much happened in these 100 pages. It's kind of like the pre-ending, so you know when like all the pieces are getting set in place for the book to end. So it's like kind of just the final moves, getting ready for the big conclusion and everything. But I'm so close to the end. I've done my 41 pages. We have completed 4 out of the 5 days. I'm probably going to read a little bit more because I'm so close to the end, so I will maybe finish this today. But not right now, I have editing to do and such. But I am enjoying this book. I'm very interested to how it's going to end because I feel like there's a lot that needs concluding and there's not a lot of book left. But this is the last book in the trilogy. I am interested in seeing how it ends, how everything comes together. It's gonna be fun. Philip Pullman conclusions are always like absolutely crazy and they come out of left field, but in a way that does make sense, but that just you, the reader, doesn't expect it. I'll finish this either today or early tomorrow, which means that the last day of this reading challenge I'll be reading a new book, which is fun. Bit of variation is always good. Okay, it's the final day of doing this, guys. We've already made it 5 days. We have been on 1 book the entire time, but hopefully today that will change because my 5th and final driver is Max Verstappen. So for anyone who knows F1, you would know that obviously Max Verstappen finished 2nd in the championship and therefore he had a lot of points. And so today, what?
I've made a huge mistake.
So 400 pages. I thought it was 300. And so therefore today, I think we will definitely be getting through the end of this book because Max Verstappen has 421 point. Today I have to read 421 pages. I don't know if that's going to be possible. We're gonna try our best. We're gonna get as close as we can. We're gonna just read all day. So I'm page 592 out of 622, which means I've got about 30 pages left. So we will absolutely smash through the end of this book, and then we will finally be able to start a new book, guys. It's happening. Crazy. I'm just going to sit here and finish this right now, and then we will start a new book together. I need a second to collect my thoughts. Well, let's talk about this book. What the hell, Philip? Oh my god, it is so early. I'm too tired to be having like rational thought conversations and finishing books like this. So I'm pretty sure that the way the original trilogy ended was crazy. Was an ending that obviously like you as a reader don't love, but it was an ending. I feel like this was more of finishing. You know what I mean? Like some books they end, as in everything gets wrapped up, it's very clearly the end of the book, there's like nothing more to say. Some books finish, as in it's like the author got to this part in their life, was like, yeah, I could end here, there's a sort of conclusion, and just stops. What the hell? And this was a finishing, this was not an ending. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like the original conflict, the very first problem that needed resolving, I feel like that got solved. But I feel like along the course of solving that problem, new problems arose, and I feel like not one of them got solved or even really concluded. It was definitely Philip Pullman, that's for sure. I'm kind of disappointed that I read all this for an unsatisfying conclusion. Either way, I enjoyed this book. The ending, I don't know what to think about it. Like, yeah, some things got wrapped up and I was like, okay, but what about the rest of it, you know? But anywho, time stops for no man, and we have 420 pages to read. Wait, I need to keep track of how many pages that was. So that was 30 pages. We have about 391 pages left. So we're going to pick up a second book, and that book is going to be on theme for the reading vlog, and that is Startled by Lauren Asher. I'm very much looking forward to reading this. As you can see from this photo here, it is an F1 romance. I pulled this in my December TBR. I cannot wait to be reading it. It is only 340 pages, so if we manage to read the full 420 pages that we're supposed to read because of Max's points, we'll actually finish this entire book today. So we're gonna find out. Like, obviously it's not fan fiction because it's not based on real people, but it's still based on a real sport that I know quite a bit about. So it is very interesting, and every team that gets mentioned, I'm like, okay, so that's this team, and that's this team. Like the team that Noah, our main character in, is called Brandini, and they're red car, and I'm like, okay, so that's Ferrari. Obviously, there are 4 international downloads, so we follow 4 F1 drivers, and so I've already, like, deducted, so based off of no evidence at all, and then my own personal need to, like, link it to real life, there are 2, because we have 2 that are going to be in Brandini, and then the other 2 are in McCoy, and I'm pretty sure McCoy is Mercedes, just because they're, like, the second best. To be fair, there is no world in which over the past 10 years Ferrari has been the best team, but we're gonna ignore that. They're Ferrari, you know, it's a level above. But yeah, so McCoy for me is Mercedes, and one of the people in Mercedes is British, so I'm like, okay, George Russell, it's George Russell, you know what I mean? But so far it's not bad. The dialogue feels weird, and maybe that's just because I spent so long with this book that I kind of got used to the way it was written in the dialogue in this, and so maybe it's just the change that's weird, and by the time I finish this I'll be used to it. But I do feel like the dialogue, it feels kind of fake. It feels very much like a book dialogue, you know, it's not like flowing yet, but I'm hoping we'll get that. But aside from that, it's not bad. I'm loving this. Giggling, kicking my feet. actually loving them together. They are so cute together. I am terrified though, because I've still got about 100 pages left. I'm terrified there's going to be a third act breakup. I do not like third act breakups at all for any reason, but I'm worried. But I'm loving them together. They're so cute. She like brings out the best in him. Stop. Just stop. Still have not read the 421 pages that I need to read. I'm gonna need to do some maths to figure out how many pages we did finish. So I read 30 pages from the other book, and this book has 347. So we're at 377 pages out of 421, which means we've still got about 50 pages left. Did not think that I'd read a whole book and still not reach my daily reading goal. That's insane. This book, the first half, it took me a while to get into it. Not even to get into it, like I read it quickly. Obviously I didn't have a problem with that. It's definitely very easy to read, good for a day when you want to do a lot of reading. I will say I love the second half so much better. I liked it after they got together, and I was so happy. I was so worried there was going to be a third act breakup, and there was not, which I was so happy about because I do not like third act breakups. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book, and it was obviously the perfect book to read during this challenge because it's an F1 themed book, and this challenge is an F1 themed challenge. I don't think it was anything deep. I think it was just a fun read in a universe that I love, the F1 universe, but I don't think like it's not going to become a god tier book, god tier series, whatever. I will definitely read the rest of the series because I want to know, and I did really enjoy it. I think it was a perfect book for this sort of thing. Easy to read, didn't have to think too deeply about it, and it was really fun. I had a lot of fun. I was giggling, kicking my feet. I loved them when they were together. I love that Noah, the main male character, turned into the sappiest sook you've ever seen. He was down bad for Maya, and I kind of love that. I enjoyed it very much. So now we just have to find something to finish the next 50 pages in. Okay, so we are on to the final leg of these 420 pages. I have 44 pages left to read. Crazy how many pages I've read, how fast it's gone by. The next book on my TBR is A Heart So Fierce and Broken by Budget Camera, and as you know, because I mentioned in one of my videos, I DNF'd this, so I just have to finish. I'm currently on page 284, so that means I need to get to about page 320, which isn't bad. So I'm just gonna sit here, read this, and finally finish this reading challenge. We have read 421 pages. That is crazy numbers of pages to be reading. I just, wow, that's crazy. But we did it, we completed the challenge. Okay, so we have officially made it to the end of this vlog. I'm very happy I did this. I had fun, honestly. It meant that I read more this week than I would have had I not set this challenge for myself, which was good because it allowed me to get through quite a few books on my TBR, which was always like a great thing. My little F1 challenge was a lot of fun. I actually read 3 books during the challenge, which was really good. So I finally finished this big boy, and actually I'm very impressed because I think when I started I was only on page 200 of this, maybe, when I started this vlog. So that means I read about 400 pages of this, which was good. I read an entire book in one day on my last day, which I'm still like so impressed by myself. This was honestly, this challenge was a boost to my ego. I did not know that I was capable of reading a book in a day, and I did that, so I'm just really proud of myself. So yeah, we read this, which was actually like F1 themed, so this one was like the most on theme thing to read for this vlog, so what else was I gonna read? And then we read some of this. I can't believe that over a week I've read 3 books. Like, even though I obviously didn't read 3 books, I was part of the way through this one, and this one I only had 100 pages left, but still, in my mind, I look at this and I'm like, I read all of these in a week. And I'm really, really proud of myself. This was a really fun challenge. I had a really good time, honestly, especially yesterday, because I literally did nothing but read and read and read, which was great. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog as much as I did. It was something a little bit different. I'd never done a vlog before, so it was definitely like, I don't know, a bit daunting, but I had a lot of fun doing it, so I think I plan on doing more vlogs and little reading challenges like this. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stick around to see if I do other videos like it. But that's all for now. I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you on Monday for my next video.